Good evening, everybody. We'll be started in 1 second. Sorry we ran a little late. We had a couple items that we had to add quick discussion for. That doesn't mean everybody had to go silent.
I'm just checking the screen. Trying to.
Everybody stare at Wendy.
No pressure.
Good evening, everyone. I hereby announce that pursuant to Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, the adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in the notice which was sent to the Asbury Park Press, the Two River Times, and posted on the bulletin board in Township Hall, and filed in the Township Clerk's office on January 3rd, 2025. Mayor Foster?
Here.
Ms. LaMountain?
Here.
Mr. Impreviduto?
Here.
Mr. Lucarelli is not here for this portion of the meeting. Mr. Romano?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Excellent. Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if we could all please just remain standing for a moment of silence for our troops who serve us tirelessly at home and abroad. Thank you, everyone. All right, girls. Well, I understand congratulations are in order. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I know the program's had quite an awesome run, so without any further ado, we will get right into it. So this is a proclamation of the Holmdel Township Committee. Whereas this year, the 2025 Holmdel High School varsity girls tennis team finished their regular season with an impressive 15-2 record, and whereas the team went on to win the Central Division Championship over Colts Neck and Rumson Fairhaven, and the Central Jersey Championship, beating Manasquan in a very competitive match. And whereas to close out a great season, the team took the Group 2 state championship title for the fourth consecutive year in a row, beating Haddonfield in the semifinals and Mendham in the finals. And whereas the players were led, supported, and encouraged in their endeavors and successes by varsity coach Don Russell and assistant coach Kevin Chang. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Township Committee of the Township of Holmdel on this 28th day of October 2025 that congratulations be extended to the following: Gabriela Dektariev, Ishana Shah, Misha Khan, Alexandra Lapis, Tanvi Pentella, Paige Piscatelli, Ryan Seelove, Jordan Seelove, Anya Shah, Shivali Sethi, Kate Shekhoff, Audrey Wang, and Bibi Zhang, both personally and officially on behalf of the residents of the community for their outstanding achievements. Be it further resolved that a suitably engrossed copy of this resolution be presented to the team as a small token of the esteem in which they are held, and be it further resolved that all the best wishes be extended to all for continued success in all of their future endeavors. Congratulations, girls. Coach, how about a picture with everybody, please? Come on up front.
We're good at this.
So are we. Thank you, guys. Have a great night, everybody. And just like that, we're down to 5 people. I'd like to see if we can get a motion to table a couple of the items.
Motion. Second.
Just to clarify, this is based on tabling the rear loader items, which are resolutions 2025-272 and 2025-273.
Are you good, Wendy, for a roll call?
Yes, sir. No, not yet.
Not yet.
Mr. Improviduto?
Yes.
Ms. LaMountain?
Yes.
Mr. Romano?
Yes.
Mayor Foster?
Yes.
Okay, resolutions 2025-272 and 2025-273 have been pulled from the agenda.
Okay, thank you, Wendy. Okay, now is a chance for public comment on agenda items only. Come on up, Pat.
Patrick Trisquita, 56 Line Road. This is concerning Resolution 2025-276 that extends property tax grace periods due to furloughed federal government employees during the shutdown and contractors during the shutdown. I fully support that. I think it's a good gesture for this ludicrous shutdown that we're in, but I think it should be expanded to those residents who have family members that get SNAP benefits. They will lose their SNAP benefits on Friday night. So if we're going to extend a grace period for federal employees, which I think is a great idea, it should be to extend it as well to our most vulnerable children, seniors, and disabled. And so I would ask that 276 be expanded to include those class of people. Thank you.
Okay, we will definitely look into that, Pat, but thank you for the comments on it. Obviously, we certainly agree with that. Michael, you have a comment?
Yeah, sentiment's certainly understood. This resolution actually completely follows a statute that the legislature passed in 2019 that specifically allows the municipality to extend this grace period or extension for the individuals that are mentioned in the resolution. So that's employees and contractors. So we really don't have the discretion to go beyond that. Because bear in mind, property taxes, we have to act uniformly unless state law provides an exception. So if Trenton wants to extend that, they certainly can, and we would have the opportunity.
You couldn't make a resolution just to add SNAP
No, I mean, the uniformity clause is very clear that everyone needs to be taxed equally unless state law says otherwise.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Pat. Any other, come on up, Jay.
Jay, 18 Ladwood Drive. Just curious, this payment to Cornerstone Solar, the solar farm or something like that. What is this? There's some 96,000 something payment. There's a big payment to the solar company. I just don't know what.
Chris,
that's
you
about.
wanna-
Is that a refund or something? Ron, we looked at it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not trying to be cute either. Why are we paying? Maybe is a credit back? Yeah.
I think it's a refund of some of their escrows.
That much later? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Really?
Yeah, if you look on the bills payable, it's at the end,
Okay.
and.
So you think it's escrow related?
I'm 99.
Okay, I get it. Wow, that's many years later, but okay. Thanks.
Any other comments? Seeing none, Wendy.
Okay, so the next would be for the consent agenda, which would be resolutions 2025-264 through 2025-271, and resolutions 2025-274 through 2025-281.
Can we get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Impreviduto?
Yes.
Ms. LaMountain?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mayor Foster?
Yes.
Okay, the consent agenda with the 2 items pulled has been successfully passed. Thank you. Next is introduction of Bond Ordinance 2025-27, which is a bond ordinance providing for improvements to Holmdel Township School District facilities by and in the Township of Holmdel in the County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, appropriating $600,000 thereof and authorizing the issuance of $571,428 bonds or notes of the township to finance part of the cost thereof. This motion is to adopt on first reading, publish in the Asbury Park Press, and set the public hearing for November 25th, 2025.
Can we get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Impreviduto?
Yes.
Ms. LaMountain?
Yes.
Mr. Romano?
Yes.
Mayor Foster?
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 2025-27 will be set for public hearing. Next is for ordinance 2025-28, which is an ordinance approving short-term lease agreement relative to portion of block 10.01, lots 7 and 11, which is 108 Middletown Road. This motion is to adopt on first reading, publish in the Asbury Park Press, and set the public hearing for November 25th, 2025.
Can we get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Mr. Impreviduto?
Yes.
Ms. LaMountain?
Yes.
Mr. Romano?
Yes.
Mayor Foster?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2025-28 will be set for a public hearing. Thank you.
Okay, Wendy, thank you very much. Christopher, would you like to kick us off, please?
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have a lot for tonight, but I do want to thank the committee for some of the stuff that was on the consent agenda is in reference to state health benefits and the extraordinary rise of them in the last year. We had a 36% increase across the board. We were able to come up with a plan that's going to save our employees money. It's going to save the town a lot of money. Actually brings us lower than we are this year, what we're spending on health benefits. Unfortunately, it's something that's a one-year fix. As year to year, we're going to have to fight this every year. We're going to have to come up with a plan every year. But we educated our employees the other day on this program. Most of them, I would say 99% of them are very comfortable with it. Tomorrow, we're going to start shifting people over to a new plan that's going to save them money. As I said, it's 1 year, so I'll be signing memorandums of understanding with the unions, filling that 1 year. But I thank you guys, and I think the employees really do appreciate it, that you guys are helping and supporting them as well. So thank you. And then the other thing is, just to answer that question, I got a text message in the middle of the thing. It is escrow. My assistant township administrator is listening, and she's here to help me. So, and she did say, yes, that was an escrow. And Wendy was on it as well. So thank you.
Very cool. That a political appointment I made worked out extremely well. But Chris, thank you for digging in on that, sincerely. You went out of your way. You got the team engaged. I did speak to a few of the employees after the meetings you had last week, and everybody was quite satisfied with. Nobody's happy about the raise, right? But at the end of the day, it's another one of those things being forced upon us. So thank you for digging in and working through that. Michael?
Hey, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. I don't have a report, but happy to answer any questions.
Awesome. Thank you. How about it, Joseph?
Thank you, Mayor. Starting from Holmdel Library, nothing to report. I think Trish is on leave, so wishing her well. From the Holmdel Board of Ed, we have District Staff Development Day, October 20th. It's a district-wide day focused on professional learning and enhancing skills. The workshops included creating a safe and respectful school, comprehensive training on promoting a positive, inclusive environment, supporting English language learners across the curriculum, strategies to help all students succeed in a diverse setting, teaching with AI, practical strategies, ethics, and guardrails, preparing staff for responsible integration of AI into learning, executive functioning, quick wins for classrooms and homes, tools to support student organization, time management, self-regulation, aquaponics, and literacy-rich social studies tasks, hands-on approaches to engage students, Parent Square at Holmdel, unified inclusive communication, enhancing communication between staff and families. I use the new playground at Village School is officially complete and is ADA compliant for accessibility. Special thanks to the Village School PSA and all the generous donors, as well as the Buildings and Grounds Department. A ribbon cutting ceremony will be held next week. We have some athletic achievements. the Holmdel girls varsity tennis state champions. The team completed the four-peat by winning their fourth consecutive NJS IAA Group 2 state championship, won the NJS IAA Central Jersey Group 2 sectional championship. The Holmdel Football Association competition cheer teams, the D10 fifth grade team took fifth place in their first competition at the Jersey Shore competition. The D12 team earned second place in their division. Both teams advanced to the Big East regional competition on November 8th for a chance to qualify for the Nationals. We have some homecoming victory caps. The annual homecoming football game was held on Friday, October 24th. The Hornet football team delivered a thrilling victory, ending the regular season with a strong 6-2 record. The team secured second place in the top tier of the Shore Conference and will host the first round of the NJS IAA state playoffs this week. From the Veterans Committee, all veterans and Gold Star family members are invited to join us for a special edition of Veterans Coffee and Conversations Monday, November 17th at the New Jersey Vietnam Veterans Museum at PNC Arts Center. Final details, including the start time, are still being finalized. Stay tuned to the Holmdel website and the Recreation Facebook page for more details. You will have to RSVP. That's all I've got. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Joe. Rocco?
Thank you, Mayor. After 39 years of distinguished service, Chief Frank Alaco is retiring from the Holmdel Police Department. A walkout ceremony will be held Monday, November 3rd at 3 p.m. in front of Town Hall. Please join us as we honor Chief Alaco for his years of dedicated service. The Goal Zero high visibility enforcement will take place Thursday, October 30th from 3 to 7 p.m., focusing on Route 520. The Goal Zero campaign, started by Patrolman Minoski, is intended to lower the number of deaths, injuries, and crashes caused by distracted or impaired driving. Joint Goal Zero enforcements are scheduled to take place every month, collaborating with Monmouth County Police Departments. The goal of the enforcement is to keep drivers alert and to eliminate any distractions while driving. The Holmdel Police would like to remind residents that, per township resolution, there is a temporary curfew for unaccompanied minors in Holmdel this Thursday and Friday nights. The resolution states the Township Committee of the Township of Holmdel hereby authorizes the establishment of a temporary emergency curfew on October 30th, 2025 and October 31st, 2025, beginning at dusk each night and ending at 6 a.m. the following morning. From the Department of Public Works, the 2025 town-wide fall leaf collection begins in Section A on November 3rd. Sections schedules are available on the Township website. The 2025 season of brush collection has concluded. Brush collection will resume in April 2026. Please do not leave piles of brush or branches on the street in front of your home, as that will impede the DPW's ability to pick up leaves. All of 2025's large item drop-off events have concluded. Large item will resume April 2026. The fall paper shredding event will take place on Saturday, November 1st at the Public Works facility from 9 a.m. through 1 p.m. Residents can dispose of up to 100 pounds of paper. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rocco. Deputy Mayor?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Nothing new to report this meeting from our Community Development Department. For our Holmdel America 250 Committee, there will be a Dead History Lecture. It's a presentation that will take place on Sunday, November 16th at the Senior Community Center. We will be spending the afternoon with T.J. Fallon as he takes us through a detailed account of his travels and journeys, visiting the grave sites of every signer of the Declaration of Independence and the United States Constitution. There's no charge for this, so please put it on your calendar. I think it's going to be quite an interesting event. The Holmdel Green Team, they were on hand at the Holmdel Heritage Festival this past weekend to distribute packets of native perennial flower seeds to our residents. These plants, in addition to beautifying people's gardens, play a vital role in our flood management. Perennial flowers of the type that we distributed develop deep root systems which help to absorb water from the soil and help to significantly reduce flooding. So thank you to all of our volunteers who represented the team at Heritage Day. And from our Holmdel Heritage Committee, just a little bit of a recap from our celebration this past weekend. It was an absolute incredible success. I don't know quite how many people attended, but we had close to 1,000 reservations, and I know plenty of people attended that didn't have a reservation. It was great to see people of all different ages coming together as a community and just really enjoying each other and celebrating the different backgrounds that we come from. Mayor Foster, Committeeman Impreveduto, and I were honored to be a part of that. We celebrated the diverse cultural backgrounds that make up our township with representatives from 14 different countries, and over 20 local restaurants provided delicious food samples. I was amazed that no one complained there wasn't enough because there were so many people there. So thank you to all those restaurants, the facilities that donated, as well as the people that helped distribute and work the tables. There were incredible performances by several local cultural groups, and a special thank you to the hardworking Holmdel Heritage Committee members who planned and executed the event. Chairwoman Chung-Yin Cheng-Lu, Terry Ducci, Shmaya Galperin, Ina Kovalerchik, and Antoinetta Pacascia. Thank you as well to the Holmdel High School for allowing us to utilize their beautiful building for this, and I think we walked away having learned an awful lot, and I know we're looking forward to next year. We have a busy year coming up with all the events from the 250 committee, but I think the consensus was to continue with the Heritage Day next year as well, even though we have a lot going on. I also wanted to mention that I had the privilege of participating and attending the Halloween event at Bayonet Farm. This was a couple of weeks ago. There were two different Halloween events. One was at the dog park, the Alex Cheng Dog Park. I have to tell you, each year it's become a tradition that they have a Halloween contest. We got well over 100 contestants. They had prizes, contestants being the dogs, but there were you could have a group entry or an individual entry. And I gotta tell you again, it was just a great opportunity to see all these folks come out, not only celebrating Alex and having this in his memory, but also just people having a good time, and we were blessed with a beautiful day. Also on hand with that was a teacher from SAT School, Chelsea Crowley, who helps run the is in charge of the animal welfare club over at the high school. And she had a phenomenal group of volunteers. They made all sorts of goodie bags. There were vendors on hand. It was just an awesome, awesome afternoon over at Bayonet Farms. And then again, we got to celebrate last weekend the event for the kids with the trick-or-treating, and all of our volunteer groups were there, emergency services, and it's just been a great run over there at Bayonet Farm. So I'm excited to see the community engaged as much as they are. It makes this a great place to be. Coming up from our recreation department, believe it or not, we are talking about our Christmas tree and menorah lighting for this year. It is on the calendar for Sunday, December 7th. It will be here at Town Hall from 4 to 6 p.m. It's always a festive event. Again, folks of all ages come out for it, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a great way to kick off the holiday season. There'll be Christmas songs, or carols, I should say, the lighting of the township tree and menorah, and maybe a special guest from the North Pole. I know he usually finds his way. And no information from our technology department for this meeting. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Kim. I actually had to provide Rocco with something that I totally forgot to give him as far as an EMS update, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The Holmdel First Aid Squad has had a busy few weeks, providing standby coverage at Holmdel High School and St. John Vianney home football games, and attending many other events in town, including cross-country championships held at Holmdel Park and the Halloween event at the Alexander Ching Memorial Dog Park. This past Friday, they simultaneously covered 2 home football games and had an ambulance at Bayonet Farm for the township trick-or-treating event, and still had crews responding to calls for service around town. The last 2 Friday evenings, they've had all 4 ambulances out on the road at the same time, covering both emergency calls and community events, which is a very significant testament to the volunteer presence and commitment. They hosted a local Girl Scout troop at the building for their first aid patch this week and are hosting Boy Scout troops in 2 weeks. The cadet program for 25-26 has kicked off for this year and is off to a great start with 18 cadets in the program. And finally, they are always looking for new members. If you or a friend or neighbor are interested in joining HFAS, visit the website and submit an application. And I just want to thank personally our EMS volunteers for their tireless dedication to our town. And I also, Mayor, want to thank you for the implementation of MedStar, supplementing all these really incredible volunteers that we have and allowing them to do the great work they do. I think, if I'm not mistaken, since the implementation of MedStar, we've missed 0 calls together between our volunteer and the MedStar supplement. So that part was not in the script that you gave me, but I think you deserve credit for that as well.
Thank you very much, Rocco. I appreciate that. It's a dynamite group who are also on pace to take another record number of calls, and that's even with the assistance you mentioned. A couple updates from myself. I had the opportunity to attend the annual Bayonet Farm Trick-or-Treat. It was a great success, kicked off the Halloween week for the community. We had, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 kids and their families attended the events with many different costumes. The event was a community effort made possible by the volunteers from the First Aid Squad, Fire Department, Police Department, Kiwanis, Alex's Paul Park, DPW, and the Recreation Department. Thank you to all who worked and volunteered the event. Kim and I were there. Much nicer weather than last year when it was very windy and very cold. So it was a great evening. Earlier today, I actually had the privilege of spending the afternoon with our seniors, some of our most valued residents at the annual Senior Halloween Luncheon right next door at the Senior Center. Wonderful showcase of community spirit filled with great food, festive decorations, and some excellent costumes. I got to be a judge for the costume contest as well, and it's pretty cool to see. I think we had about a dozen that were decked out and had some really excellent costumes. The hippie was my favorite. She was just perfect outfit, demeanor, everything about her just really screamed hippie, and she was one of the winners in the group. So another excellent event run by our recreation department. So happy to see those things continue. A reminder to please join me and the Township Committee on Tuesday, November 11th at 10:30 a.m. for our Veterans Day commemoration. We will gather to honor the brave men and women who have served our country in the armed services. The event will feature local civic groups, each placing a wreath at the Veterans Memorial in Phillips Park. It is a powerful display of community respect and gratitude. The important ceremony will also include a special moment to officially recognize and celebrate our distinguished Veteran of the Year recipient. The Veterans Day ceremony will be held at Veterans Park, which is located within Phillips Park. So not here out front, but up at Phillips Park. You mentioned large item drop-off earlier. I actually had the opportunity to go out and spend some time there this past Saturday. I did attempt to go, I did go the first week of the year as well, but it was extremely cold and rainy. I'm not quite as tough as I used to be, so I didn't get to hang around much. This week it was a beautiful day. Ron, I saw you out there getting rid of some trash. Beautiful day. Got to spend a bunch of time up front with Willie and the guys in the back. Very good camaraderie, great group, awesome service that we provide our residents. Happy to spend some time there. Heritage Day, Kim, you really said it all. I mean, you guys did a phenomenal event. As the liaison, you keep that group going. Miss Lou had tons and tons of people. I mean, you couldn't even walk through the place. You literally walked in and it was packed wall to wall. Food was dynamite. Everybody was excited about giving their presentations, their dances. You know, they could have did without us on the stage, but they got us up there for some reason, and that was all good. So I'm also going to read out something that's going to be on the election ballot this year. So this year's general election ballot would include a public question on the Monmouth County Open Space Trust Fund. County residents are being asked to consider an increase to the tax that would raise the current collected amount of $2.75 to 3.75 cents per $100 of assessed property valuation. Parks, farms, and world-class recreational facilities are what make Monmouth County a very special place to live, work, and raise a family. The Open Space Trust Fund contributes to our quality of life and helps foster balanced development throughout the county. The ballot question asks residents to consider an increase in the Open Space Trust Fund so that Monmouth County can continue to achieve the goals of the Monmouth County Open Space Plan. The Open Space Trust Fund has supported the purchase of over 571 properties. I want to add, Horn Antenna is one of those properties they gave us huge support on. adding 9,967 preserved acres of county-owned open space. In addition, through the Municipal Open Space Grant Program established by the County Commissioners in 2002, 51 of Monmouth County's 53 municipalities have participated in the program, with 291 grants awarded for land acquisition and park development, totaling $61 million. Monmouth County is actively working to acquire properties within the project areas identified in the Monmouth County Open Space Plan. Negotiations or appraisals are currently underway with a number of property owners. There are many more land preservation projects on the horizon as long as funds are available. Residents are urged to learn more about the Monmouth County Open Space Plan and the mission of the Open Space Trust Fund in considering how they will vote on the open space question on November 4th. I just want to add to that, obviously this group, and I know I'm beating the drum here and I don't have to tell you guys how committed we are to preserving open space as a committee here. Obviously we've already secured several spaces. We have another one that's going to close this year and another one in the works. I'm obviously for this vote. Once the property's gone, it's gone. You can't make new property. So I'm hoping it gets the support of Holmdel. I'm hoping our residents recognize that the county really supported us, came out to bat for us, and we'll be going back to them again, I'm sure, for other properties that we're working on. So that's my public service announcement. Would anybody like to add any additional comments? Because I believe that's something important to our town.
Mayor, I already voted for it. I voted early on Saturday, and I hit the button. So I think it's the right thing to do. I think it benefits Holmdel greatly as we continue to try to procure property and maintain the rural charm of our place.
Thank you. Thank you, Rocco. All right, that's all I have. We're going to open it up for public comments. Come on up, Jenny. I appreciate you waiting for me to call you.
Jenny Blumenthal, 41 Stony Brook Road. I had two things that occurred to me. When you were talking about recycling stuff and the paper recycling, is there any plan for recycling styrofoam this season?
Not to my knowledge, but we can ask Brian and see if he has any thoughts on that, Chris.
We don't get much of it these days, but I still have a plastic bag with some bits. Nancy Wilson used to be the
I
chief
believe.
of that.
I go to the Middletown train station to get rid of it.
So Middletown themselves has a actual machine that takes care of it, and they'll take it from anybody. So the machine
that's
actually
good.
compacts
And
it.
secondly, I know there's not a single solitary thing that anyone in this room could do about it, but the population of four-legged critters around here, otherwise known as deer, I think this is the most time I have seen deer. I mean, I've seen 3 as I came over here tonight. The other night I was driving up and down some local streets. 15! And yesterday we went to Red Bank and there were 3 corpses. Now, it was Middletown's problem to clean them up. But, I mean, you know, I drive down the street with my head to the right and the left so that I don't run into them. You tried doing something about it a couple of years ago, and there was one lady who lived here in town and was so fussed up about whatever you were doing that she set her dogs loose in Bayonet Farm to make the deer run away when anybody was out there. So it didn't amount to anything. But, you know, there should be something, maybe on the township website. Keep your eyes open, folks. And there's so many fawns with them, too. And then guys with the antlers. So, I think it's kind of hopeless, but we should all make sure that anybody who's recently moved into town and is not used to all this wildlife might be made that they're not seeing things when they do.
We'll definitely get an announcement out there. Go ahead, Kim.
Yeah. Jenny, in regard to the styrofoam, you might want to take a peek on the Green Team's webpage, and if there isn't anything about it on there, maybe reach
I can
out.
call Mary Rose.
Yeah, I was going to say reach out to Mary Rose, because I know it's something she has spoken to me about, and I know she's worked on it and investigated what we might be able to do. There's nothing in place here at Holmdel at this juncture, but she has answers, I'm sure, for you about where to dispose
Okay, well, maybe
of it.
they could put an announcement on their website, but
Yeah,
I'll
it
talk
may
to her.
already be there. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Thank you, Jenny. Come on up, Jay.
Jay, 18 Ladwood Drive. So I stopped complaining about the deer a few years ago because I was getting bullied by many of our friends, but that's true. But it is really bad. On what's today? On Sunday, 2 jumped out 2 separate times at me on 520. Then on the way back, coming from Red Bank, there was some sort of accident, and I literally heard gunshots, and police were shooting another one. That, I mean, obviously it's like mating season now. It's nuts. And as I've said many times before, many of you have strong friendships, relationships, business associations with the county. Enough of the pushback, well, it's politically, oh, the environmentalists. No, it's really, really getting seriously out of control now. And I say this with other things, I'm going to say it again. There's going to be unfortunate losses of life from this now because it's getting that bad, that then someone's going to wake up. So I really encourage you guys when you're talking with the county to we really need to do something about this, because in another year or so, it's just going to be 17 on people's front lawns. Chris, you grabbed the mic. You're going to say something?
So the county does have a deer hunt program in all their parks. So it is listed. Deer hunters can go and hunt in Monmouth County parks with a permit.
Are they just not hunting as much as
They just
years
have
ago?
they just have to get people interested in doing it.
Okay, yeah.
But Monmouth County, all their parks have deer huntings that are posted for bow and arrow. And they're out there. It just depends on if they're getting them or not. You
They're
know?
not. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess there's less interest
There's
in
so much
hunting.
involved in it, though. I believe
There is actually a rule against an automatic feeder, which I actually brought up to him at our meeting last month to say, hey, how about we allow the automatic feeder? That's just something that could stay out overnight to get them a little bit more concentrated instead of the hunter putting out the feeder when they get there and then go up
Yeah.
in the blind.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that might be something they change and allow that. But we actually had discussed, Kim and I actually discussed, I believe Marlboro has a anti-deer feeding ordinance. So we have been discussing it. We haven't rolled anything out. We just started talking about it, but appreciate you bringing it up because we're concerned about it as well.
Yeah, it's just getting really ridiculous. I want to thank Chris and the committee for cleaning Middletown Road, the above hazards. It took a while, but they seem to do a really good job. So thank you. And the other thing is, many of you probably heard, we had a really unfortunate situation Saturday on Candlelight Drive. And I don't want to be up here being presumptuous. I don't know the people involved. I did very stupid things as a kid driving on the Garden State Parkway and Barnegat Bay. I did a lot of stupid things in my life. So I'm not passing judgment at all. But I really hope when our new police commissioner comes in, we can maybe have another opportunity to sit down with the high school kids and try to get to more of them. Obviously, the technology in some of these new cars, EV cars, I mean, you punch an EV car, it's like King to Ka. You know that, yeah. So I really think we have to have what was that movie, Straight Talk or whatever. We have to really shake kids up a little more. And again, not passing judgment on this situation, but maybe if there's a reckless driving charge on a kid or something like that, maybe there should be community service for the kid and the parents too. Again, not passing judgment, but the kids should know that not only could you maybe take a life or cause tons of damage, but parents are going to be pissed too, beyond having to pay much more for car insurance. I mean, it goes without saying, there's always kids on that block, there's always kids on my block, there's people walking their dog. Never mind the kids in the car. This could have been a tremendous loss of life that could have been theoretically national news. And we need to really reinforce to kids that there's serious ramifications for something like this.
My oldest just got his license, Jay, so I hear exactly
Yeah.
what you're saying, and I appreciate your comments.
And I just want to reiterate for the 4th time, I'm not passing judgment. I did stupid things, but when it just has to be further reinforced. Yeah, thanks.
Ron, Dimitri. All right, we're good. Oh, Pat, you coming back? He didn't want us to go so soon.
Patrick, just 50 to 56 Line Road. Following up on the first aid, I have something that I just want to ask about. A few years ago, we increased the LoSAP payments to all our volunteers, both fire and first aid. Could you please ask the CFO if the LoSAP payments for this year are going out and are going to be at the maximum allowed by law?
Absolutely. We did receive it the other day. I believe Barbara's looking into why it didn't go through yet, but it will be whatever the ordinance says, we will meet that. And if there's something that has to change, I'll bring it to the committees to talk about it.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, how about a motion? Sorry, I apologize,
I
our
must
attorney
apologize
did.
to
Yep, go ahead,
the
Michael.
committee members. There was one topic that I didn't get to in executive session regarding open space. If we could just have 2 minutes to go into executive session and no further formal action, we could just do that down here. So a motion.
So a motion to close
The
public session?
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to move into executive session.
Move.
Second.